Okay, so as humans, we do a lot of this. Read it and read. We also do a lot of this. We use these things and a number of other devices for many reasons, one of which is to fill up free time. If you've noticed, we don't like to be idle anymore. It makes us uncomfortable feeling. When we are idle, we immediately seek out something to preoccupy us, even if it's trivial. If you've noticed, it is the silence that catches our attention now. It is not something, but the lack of something which we notice, and this says something about our abundance of stuff. But anyways, silence is the most productive time for our brains to wander and process things. Often before we go to bed, when the telly isn't on, our minds can linger and dwell where they may. But as humans, we have an unfortunate habit that down the road can lead to some unfortunate effects. We tend to dwell on the negative. And this is because we overuse all these things because we enjoy our ignorance. We don't like to let our minds wander about uninterrupted because we tend to think inward, think about ourselves, or things relevant to ourselves, which progresses to thinking about bad things, things like things we can't control, things that frustrate us, things that we want but we can't have. And so over time, as our access to all these devices, to entertainment in general, becomes greater and easier, we more readily whip out our iPods or iPhones and play trivial little games just to fill up time, as opposed to thinking. So we've got this tendency started now. The tendency to fill up every gap of soundless space, because when we watch TV, we don't have to think about our stresses. We don't have to think about our problems. We can be ignorant for a little while. But when we become ignorant and we lose the ability to face our own problems, we also lose the ability to face other people's problems as well. We can no longer empathize. And what you must realize is how important the ability to understand and share the feelings of another is. And this is for two reasons. One, because our world is so connected now. Everyone in this room is just a touch screen away from connecting with anybody in the entire world. Now more than ever, the individual matters not, but rather our planet and our people as a whole. If everybody just thought about himself or herself, not a single productive task would ever be accomplished. Secondly, there are countless places around the world which are in desperate need of relief and aid from we who are more fortunate. If we submerge ourselves into this I, me, mine cycle, then when we aren't off watching a TV show we don't even like, we can only think selfishly. And then when we do think about our problems, we keep putting it off until it appears that the scale of our problems is colossal. And when the scale of our problems is so immense, we more readily dismiss the problems of the world. And this is an attitude that has to change. Our view of the world is becoming distorted through our ignorance. We create an environment in which I am the center, and I say to myself that nothing else in the world matters. Everything else is fine. And we purposefully forget that because we're doing something bad, or we aren't doing something, someone else has to suffer. And so the final conclusion we gather is this. Our modern environment is helping us settle into ignorance. We are content with this ignorance because we don't have to think about our stresses and our problems, but then we become ignorant towards other people's problems as well. We say, oh, I have it all so bad. Why should I even think about someone else's problems? And then we fail to realize that thousands of undeserving families in Haiti are left homeless because of a natural disaster. There are mass genocides. There are teenagers who kill themselves because of a bully. There are bulldozers that utterly annihilate the homes belonging to millions of creatures in the rainforest. And 16,000 people starve to death every day. Although it may be the easy way, we don't have to be ignorant to the world's problems and to our own problems. Next time you see the ASPCA commercial, you don't have to immediately change the channel because the images of tortured animals are too graphic or too sad for you to handle. We must remember that these reminders we hear and see every day are the realities that we are fortunate enough not to have to encounter firsthand. if everybody in this room just put a little bit of effort into a single cause, like if you helped drill a freshwater well for a village in Africa, or if you donated money to rebuild someone's house after a tornado, the world would easily be made a better place from all this. And there's not enough room in the world for people who fail to help each other.